Flames of the anvil, fires glow, sweat and toil in the molten flow. Each creation tells a tale.
What are you doing here? Life is pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, once in a while, you can miss on something amazing. So that's why you're here, to take a break from the hustle and bustle. Well, welcome to my world, the Cog and Quill Workshop, the YouTube channel where inspiration meets creativity. I'm your host, and I'll be your guide on this journey through the art of making. So what are you waiting for? Get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive into another Cog and Quill Workshop project. Today we're continuing an epic project as we delve into the world of Star Wars and bring the beloved droid to life. You know who I'm talking about. Before we begin, let's review where we are. These parts were printed on our trusty Bamboo 3D printer using over 4 kilograms of PETG filament from Sunlu. This provided an excellent print quality and should be very durable. I labeled each of these parts as they came off the print bed. You see there's little labels in there. In an effort to not get them mixed up, I took a moment to inspect the parts for any defects or damage before I hot glued them together in a temporary fitment. And I have some clips and whatnot holding things together. But now, let's permanently glue R2's main body using super glue. I've got this Starbond flexible medium thick. Did a little research. This is supposed to be the best product for PETG. We'll separate the layers and then glue the layers together. I'm trying to keep the hot glue in place, at least for our temporary fitment, to help us align everything. And then we'll build the whole assembly up. We'll repeat this process for all 5 layers, adding more components and details as we go. Well, let's get started and see how it goes. Handy dandy Milwaukee fastback. It's going to be doing some work today. So I'm just going to slowly separate these layers. Well, this gets us down to just layer 1 and 2. So let's get started. Well, there we go. We're down to our single layer. Let's start putting this thing together. Last minute decision to add some wax paper underneath this base. The base will come into play in a little bit. You guys will see why. But for now, I just want to make sure the super glue doesn't actually bleed through and stick to the base to this plywood. I'm going to add a couple binder clips to keep everything together while the glue dries. Binder clips are always really useful for this type of thing. After the first layer is glued, it's looking nice. We'll add some thread all to the assembly at a certain point in this project and make sure everything lines up. This thread all I have is, or all thread, however you want to look at it, is 8/32, 3 foot of it I got at Home Depot. So I'll be sliding that through. That's why this false box, or this box is here, is actually I do a lot of woodworking, I do a lot of other things, and this was a scrap. It was a mismeasure on my part for the drawer. It was set in the corner, not doing anything, so I popped some holes in here so we can fish the thread all down through some of these mounting spots and in the holes underneath. So, and then after I get the thread all installed, I'll go ahead and start adding extra layers and continuing the glue up. And 3 more pieces of thread all to go, or all thread, whatever you want to call it. Alright, now that I've got everything where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and leverage some super glue accelerator to any of the super glue that is, I want it to stay in place now. This stuff takes about, I don't know, 5-10 seconds to set the super glue off as opposed to minutes. I really like the stuff in the aerosol cans for accelerator. Seems to last a lot better for me. It doesn't evaporate. I'm not happy with this joint here, so I'm just going to float a little super glue into this joint. See if I can get that to set up for me a little better. And we'll wait a few seconds. Let the accelerator dry, and that joint is tight. Now I'll go ahead and hit the other joints. So hopefully nothing moves around on me anymore. I'm pretty happy with that, guys. See if I can take some of these clamps off. The ones that aren't in my way anyway. The ones that are in my way. And like this joint here, it's just opened up. I'm not happy with that, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna float some super glue in that joint. Keep it out of the visible section. Keep it to the non-visible section, the interior space. Just gonna hold it together by hand. Wait about, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 seconds, something in there. Let go, and she should be in place. Highly recommend Super Glue Accelerator for all your projects. Alright, I just put these binder clips on here so that I wouldn't lose those, but I left a little bit of extra length on the all thread, so that is good. And I'm going to take a look at this and make sure I'm happy with what we've got. And I am. So let's go on to layer 2 and see how that goes. And the thread all does help quite a bit on this alignment process. Yep, this is the right one. And again, this is just still being held together by that hot glue. So this is just there's a binder clip in there too, but we'll add a little super glue in here. And again, I'm only going to use accelerator if I find that I need to add accelerator. Now that we've permanently bonded our two layers together, layer by layer, ensuring everything is aligned as much as we can, and clamped everything in place with all the clamps. That's not true, I have more clamps, but 5 layers glued together with lots and lots of clamps. I don't know how many there are, but yeah, it's clamped, and we're gonna let it dry. And it's not perfect. We'll have some cleanup, we'll have some sanding, we'll have some finishing to do, but that's okay. That's it for today's video. We've successfully built the main body of our R2-D2 using this Starbond flexible medium thick superglue. Layer by layer, being very careful to keep everything properly aligned. Join us in the next video where we'll move on to the next portion of our assembly. Don't forget to share your builds with me on social media using the hashtag #CogAndQuillWorkshop. May the force be with you, and we'll see you on the next one.